Hi guys, so today we will write a Java program to make an EMI calculator and we will write it with different methods. For example, I will start writing the formula and all in the same class, then I will make a separate function, then I will make a separate class and then object of it. Then I will get the arguments principal, interest rate and the number of years from the command line only. So let us start writing the code. First of all, I will write import java.util.star and then I will write java.util.scanner so that I can take input from the user, because I have to take the principal, interest rate and the number of years as an input from the user only. So I have named the file as EMI calculator. So I will set the class name same as the file name. Okay, so the class name has to be EMI calculator. Okay, then I will start writing the public static void main, and then inside this I will make object of scanner and we will get the input from the user. Okay, so let us write the public static void main and string args and string args. So after this I will make object of scanner. So let us name that object as sc. Now let's declare the variable data type as double because it has a range of 15 digits, whereas float and other like have 7 digits. So let me just first of all make object of scanner. So scanner's s has to be capital. Okay, so if you make that small, then it will give an error. Okay, so system.in, in system also the s has to be capital. Now I'll first of all write the comment as let's declare the variable data type. Okay, so let's declare the variable data type as double, variable data type as double, as it has a range of 15 digits. So range till 15 digits, whereas float has only 7 digits in its range. So whereas float has only 7 digits. And then I will declare double principal comma rate comma year, let us say YR, and another variable as EMI for storing the value of EMI. Okay, so double principal for the principal amount, then the rate for the interest rate, then YR for the number of years, and EMI for like storing the value of EMI from the formula and then printing it. So first of all, I have to give the instruction to the user that you have to enter the principal amount. Then I will store that value inside the variable principal using the object of scanner sc and writing next float afterwards, so that whatever the input was given by the user is converted into float and stored in the variable principal. Okay, so principal equals to the object of scanner, that is sc dot next float. Okay, now we have to close this. Now we have to write same for interest rate and for the number of years too. So let us copy paste this and again for the number of years. Okay, I will update over here like enter the interest rate, and variable name has to be changed to rate. Now we have to give the instruction to the user like enter the number of years, and we will also change the variable name and the number of years, and we will also change the variable name from principal to YR. Okay, now we got the number of years and rate of interest. So let me write the comments now, like now we got the number of years and rate of interest. Let's convert and rate of interest. Now let us convert interest rate into monthly interest rate and years into months. So now let's convert interest rate into monthly interest rate and years into months. So for converting rate into monthly interest rate, I will just divide it by 12, 100. So 12 star 100, and then uh, years into months. For the simple conversion, I will directly multiply the number of years with 12. Okay. Now let us get the number of months. So instead of writing YR, let us have another variable as MN for the months. So MN would be equal to years into 12, that is YR into 12. So I have written MN over here in double principal rate year, months and EMI. So month equals to year star 12. Okay. Because in a year there are 12 months. Now we will save the EMI value in variable EMI using the formula. So let me write that comment. Now we will save the EMI value in variable EMI. And we know the formula that EMI would be equal to principal into the interest rate into the 1 plus interest rate raised to the power of number of months. And this whole thing divided by 1 plus rate raised to the power of months, and this whole minus 1. So principal star rate star math dot pow, because for the power functions usage we have to include from which package we are getting the function, or from which package we are using it. So math dot pow, and in the denominator also we have to use math dot pow, that is math dot pow, and 1 plus rate raised to the power of months. So mn, and after completion of this I will write minus 1. So this is the formula for the EMI. Okay. And let us print it now. That is, I will directly write system.out.println, and monthly EMI equals to the value of the variable EMI. Okay. So monthly, let me make those smaller. Okay. Let us print some stars for like decoration and stuff. So monthly EMI is, and let us give arrows now. So arrow, and we have to give the value of the variable. So plus EMI plus, and after this value is printed, I will print the stars too. So for symmetric, let us copy from the first part and slash in for the new line. Okay. And then semicolon too. Now I think we have already closed this public static void main bracket, and the class bracket is already closed. Okay. So everything looks good. Now let us run it in command prompt. So first of all, let us change the directory. So I will go to the root, then I will go to the code journal and Java programs. So change directory, and then inside that code journal and Java programs. Okay, and then we will compile it using the Java C and the file name .java, and for running it I will directly use Java and the file name. Okay, so Java C EMI Calculator .java. Okay, no errors. So class file was also made. Let us run this. So Java space file name. Okay, so enter the principal amount. So let us say 1 lakh only, and we will write interest rate as 11 and 11, and let us say number of years as 6. So let us write it down. Okay, so monthly EMI is 1903.40 rupees. Okay, so here was the monthly EMI. Now let us make some changes inside this. You can take a screenshot right now for simple EMI calculator in Java. Now we will make a function, then we will call that function and get the value of EMI and print that variable EMI only, because we will store the return value from the function inside the variable EMI. And let us just cut paste from here, because we have to use the same formula. Okay, so now let us write static double, and we will name that function as EMI fun with parameters the principal, the rate of interest, and the number of months. Okay, so static double, and we have named that function as EMI fun, and first parameter is principal, so double P. Next is for interest rate, double R, and for number of months we will write double M. Okay, so that let us paste this, as we have already written the formula over here. Okay, let me just cut paste this part only, and we will make changes afterwards. So I have to like get the return value of the function. So return value of that function is stored in variable EMI. So we have the variable principal inside this class, then rate as another variable, and mn as the number of month are stored in variable mn. Okay, so when that function is called, we got into this function, and we have another variable as double e, the EMI value with the formula of interest rate. Let me just make changes in this variable names, and then over here also rate is R now and month is M. Okay, and after getting the value of EMI, I have to return that, because that function is returning a value and it is stored in another variable named as EMI. So let us return E. Okay, so now we have made a function, and we got the EMI's value from a function, and we printed it on screen. Okay, so let me just write it in comments. Now we will save the EMI value in variable EMI from the return value of the called function. Okay, so let us write the function name EMI fun. So over here I got the return value of the function, and this was the function EMI fun. Now let us compile this for checking for any errors in the updated version. Now let us run this. So Java and file name. So Java EMI calculator, let us write the principal amount as 5 lakhs and interest rate as 10% and number of years as 10 only. So let us write interest rate as 10, number of years as 10 only, and your monthly EMI is 6,607.53 rupees. Okay, so we have done from the function and directly also. Now let us make another class, and we will make object of it, and then we will access the EMI's value from the variable. Okay, so what I will do is, instead of function, let us cut paste from here, and then we will name another class as EMI class, and I will make the constructor of it, and we will have the parameter same as principal, rate of interest, and number of months, and we will print the EMI from it, out of it. So we have the class named as EMI calculator, same as the file name. We also have the public static void main over here, so we have to make class after the completion of class EMI calculator. Okay, so let me just remove this part. Okay, and we have to make another class as EMI class, so class and name as EMI class, and we will have a constructor inside this. So let us change or update over here. So I will have the double E as it is, as we have to save the value of EMI somewhere. So I'll just update over here. So we have to make a constructor of this. Means what? The function name same as that of the class. So EMI class, and having three parameters: double P, that is principal, double R for interest rate, and let us say double M for the number of months. So M, okay, and then I will just have this inside the body. We will remove this, okay, and I will store that value inside another variable as EMI, and we will access it using the uh, class object dot EMI, that is the variable of this. Okay, so let us just have variable name as EMI equals to, I will update over here also, I will write double EMI. Okay, and in place of this directly writing EMI, what I have to do is I have to make object of that class, and from that object we will access the variable EMI. So let me update over here like monthly EMI using class is, and over here I have to write object of the class. I can't directly write EMI class dot EMI. Okay, so if we write it like this, we won't be getting the EMI's value. So I will make an object of EMI class, and by using that object we will access the EMI's value. Okay, so EMI class, and let us name that object as Pritam only. You can have any name for the object. So new EMI class, and we will give the parameters as we have the principal in variable principal, and interest rate in variable rate, and the number of months in MN. Okay, so when we made this object, the constructor was called directly, and the EMI's value was stored in the variable EMI. Okay, so let us check it out. Okay, so we access the EMI's value using the object named as Pritam, using the Pritam.emi, and okay, everything looks good now. Let us run this in command prompt. First of all, we will compile this using the javac space filename.java. Okay, now we have to run this. So Java and file name. Let us write the principal amount as, let us say 1 crore, and the interest rate as 12, and we will have the number of years as, let us say 8. So let us change. So monthly EMI using class is 1,62,528.41 rupees. Okay, so we have finished directly using function and using class also. Now we have to get the input from the command line argument only, and we will print the output like this. Okay, so you can take a screenshot right now if you want to. I will not make changes in this one. We will copy paste this file. We will make a lot of changes, so we will also rename that file. So let us make a copy of it. So Control C, Control V. Now let us name this as EMI CMD line. That is EMI from command line. Okay, so EMI CMD line. Okay, now let us make changes inside this. Okay, we don't need scanner because we want the input from the arguments, and we will name this class name as EMI CMD line because that's the file's name. Okay, now we have to make the arguments array, so we have to write it like this, and we will remove this scanner's value. Then what I will write is, I will write principal equals to parse double the zeroth index of the argument. Okay, so zeroth index of the argument is the first principal's value, but we have to like convert it into a double. So double dot parse double, and you have to clearly write it down because doubles T has to be capital. Okay, in both of these. So let us update over here. Okay, now we will have the variable as double principal comma rate comma year. Okay, so double principal comma rate for the interest rate and comma YR for the number of years. Okay, so let us remove this system.out.println, enter the interest rate. Okay, now we will just copy paste from over here, and we have to pass the index 1 of the arguments. Now we will remove this enter number of years, and we will pass the second index of the arguments to this var variable. Okay, so let us print the principal amount, interest rate, and the number of years before converting it into monthly and getting the number of months. Okay, so let us print it out. So first of all, I'll use /n for new line, and then principal amount in comments, and then value of that variable. So plus principal and plus /n for the new line, interest rate, and we will print the value of the variable rate. So rate, then after completion of double quotes I will use plus rate. Okay, then again I have to print the number of years, so plus /n inside the double quotes, and number of years, will complete double quotes again, and we will write the plus variable yr that we already got the value into. Okay, so we'll close this, then semicolon, and then we don't need this creation of object and then accessing the value of EMI. So let us remove this part. We just need the formula because it's gonna be same only. So let us cut paste from here only. So after having that value, we have to store it in another variable. So we will have that variable name as EMI only. So EMI equals to, we don't have the variables P, R or M in this class, and those were the local variables inside that class that we created earlier. Okay, so we have the principal, rate and MN variables right now. Okay, we have updated those. Now we don't need Pritham.EMI, we will directly write EMI the variable. Okay, so monthly EMI using command line arguments. So command line arguments. Okay, so command line arguments. So this looks good. Let us compile this and we will print it out. Okay, so we forgot to write the double EMI and the MN. Let me write it after compiling so that you can see what type of errors we can get if we don't declare the variables. Okay, so let us go to the command prompt. Now I will compile the new file that we created, that is EMI CMD line. So let us update over here like EMI CMD line. Okay, so look, we forgot to like declare the variables EMI and the MN. Okay, so variable MN and EMI were the errors because those are not declared, and the compiler seems to like ask for what have you written over here, because I haven't got the variable name. So let us correct it out. So over here I will write MN for the months and another variable EMI for the variable storing the value of EMI. Okay, so spacing just to make this look better. Okay, so now we have declared the MN and the EMI variable. Let us compile this again. So let us go at the end. Okay, now we were getting errors for EMI and MN. So again, okay, we forgot to save. We already declared the variables. So let us save it out because we use the MN only and we have already declared it as double data type. And let us compile this. Okay, so no errors. Earlier we forgot to save it. So now to run this, Java and the file name, and we have to pass the arguments inside the command line only. So let us write some values here. So let us input 10 crores and the interest rate as, let us say, 12, and so 10 crores and interest rate as 12, and let us write number of years as, for example, 10 only. So 10. Okay. So Java, and in the file name we made an error. We wrote double E over here. Okay. So let me just update over here. So Java and file name. Okay. So we have the values over here. The principal amount is 1 crore, the interest rate 12, and number of years 10, and monthly EMI using command line argument is 1,43,470.94 rupees. Okay. So we are getting the details because we printed it earlier before converting the rate into monthly interest rate and getting the number of months. So let us write for another. Let us say 5 lakh and interest rate is 12 only and number of years is 10 only. So over here, principal amount is 5 lakh, interest rate is 12, number of years is 10. So monthly EMI using command line arguments is 7,173.54 rupees. Okay. So you can see we have got the details and the monthly EMI also. You can check for the first one. It's over here. Okay. So you can take a screenshot right now. Let us check out the code before we finish the video. So we declared the variables, then we got the variables from the arguments of the command line, and we changed the interest rate into monthly interest rate, and we got the number of months using the year multiplied by 12. Okay. So we also printed the principal amount, interest rate, and number of years just for some details to the user before checking out the EMI, and we got the EMI using this formula, and we also printed it out. Okay. So we also updated over here like the instruction to the user monthly EMI using command line arguments is, and the value of the variable EMI. Okay. So here was a small Java program. First of all, we directly got the input from the user and we printed the EMI, and then we made function, and then we got the returned value out of it inside variable EMI and we printed it. Then we created a class and made an object of it, and by using like object of it, we got into the constructor and got the value of EMI, and later we directly got the input from the command line arguments using the args 0, 1 and 2, that is 0th index, first index and second index. We got the values of principal rate and years. We changed interest rate into monthly interest rate, and also we got the number of months by multiplying the number of years with 12. Okay. And using this formula we got EMI's value. Okay. Thank you guys for watching the video. Do like, share and subscribe. Also comment down below if you want me to make video on particular program or topic, and to access the complete video series on a particular program, go to my playlist section, or I will just put the playlist link in this video's description, and you can directly like access your preferred playlist out of it. I will paste the link for C or Java, or for Python, or for web development, for server side PHP, for client side, and for interaction JavaScript and all. So till then, study more, worry less, and watch my videos and become a pro by practicing it with me. And see you all in the next video. Bye bye.